So we've got Canada here up against Manly, Brendan.
That's right, Pete. Look, thanks for letting me jump on board, Pete. I'm going to hand it back over to another one of our pros in Mr. Wozik. So I'll let you both out-argue each other on the see who gets the actual try. I know I was hoping to get myself on the highlights reel with one of those tries, but Manly let me down. Canada, on the other hand, they were very, very impressive. I enjoyed that. This is going to be a great game, and thanks, boys. Keep up the call and make sure you have your lemon and tea.
Thanks there, Brendan there, the voice of behind the scenes here at Bar TV.
Yeah,
Brendan.
definitely, and special thanks to Brendan, of course. What a great product the Bar TV brand is. As we now look forward to one of the Sunnybank players to come and joining us in the commentary box.
I think we've just turned on our effects mic.
So we've got the Maple Leafs women here taking on the Manly Mermaids. Of course, the Manly Mermaids only new to sevens format. And this is going to be a good try individually if she can go all the way. And that's a good try there to Ben. Ben it was, the big number one. She's impressive. She's very good throughout this sevens format. And Liz.
Yes.
Liz
from
is
the
back.
Starbarians.
Hello,
she
Liz.
joins us. Look who's back. Guess who's back? Liz is back.
Yeah, this number one, Britt Ben, we've seen just play remarkably well over the course of the Women's Sevens World Series. We were down in Atlanta for that leg of the tournament, and our USA team actually ended up making the final then against the New Zealand side. Our Women's Stars team combined with the American Rugby Pro Training Center in the festival and ended up winning the championship. So I had a pretty good time there. But this Canada team has so many weapons on it. Like any person on this team can break away for a score. And I think they've had a different try leader almost every single year they've been on the series too.
Yeah, and of course, the Manly Mermaids side, they're new to sevens. It's only their third or fourth hit out in the sevens format. Of course, the Warringah Ratettes, known on the peninsula for sevens. But these girls doing a great job coming from all walks of life as well. So here they go. Up against it here, against what is the Canadian national side. As the ball comes out now.
Yeah, we're paying keen attention to this Canadian side. Should we go on and win our next game against Sunnybank, the Stars will be matching up, crossing over against Canada. We have 3 of their players on our roster. They're non-rostered reserves from this tour. So it'll be a bit of gamesmanship and a little bit of fun. We made them all put on I Love USA tattoos. The rest of our players have Stars tattoos as a little bit of our touring traditions here. It's a nice little work there by that number 12 from Canada.
Yeah, Green Shield, she's again leading the try scoring for this competition. Peter, what do you think about that?
Oh, anyone that can lead, the try-scoring competition board is got to be up there in A-class pedigree, that's for sure. It takes a fair bit of athleticism to be up the top of any competition ladder, that's for sure. So, good honour, and I hope we can see it coming for a long, long time to come. Now, here's the kick from right out on the eastern touchline. As we see, here's the kick, an unusual style of drop kick, but just fades away to the left-hand side of the post here. So no change. On the Bar TV scoreboard, we have Canada leading by 10 points to 0. We've got a change in the commentary box as well. Mate, introduce yourself and say hello to the world.
Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now?
We can.
Sweet, awesome. Now just Peter Lee, all the way from Sunnybank Dragons, and just coming onto the commentary box and see how we go, eh?
Fantastic, mate. Sunnybank Dragons.
Yeah, see, it might be a minute on that player getting up. That was quite the contest in the air there. Number 3, Hannah Darling going up for Canada. And Manly going to have a minute here to recover. We've actually seen some pretty good contests with all these kickoffs and restarts. I know Fijiana scored a try straight away against us for the Stars in the closing minutes of our first game. We had another play down in our other game against the Central Coast Academy of Sport. Some big athleticism, some big aerial skills, and I think some of these men's matches too. We were watching Tiger take on Hong Kong, and in the States it would have been an automatic yellow for some of these players that are going head first into the ground. But I think your New South Wales referees being a little more liberal, allowing the play to develop.
About that, obviously, rules are supposed to be across the board, but the interpretation a little bit different here in Australia to other parts of the globe you're experiencing?
You know, I think there's just different styles. The United States right now is being very careful about, you know, any head neck injuries. I think maybe a little carryover from the NFL and our worries there and the gridiron. But they're, you know, really emphasizing right now high tackles and any of that is going to be automatically yellow carded. And a tournament recently, I was out at Aspen. We saw one of our old USA stars, Paul Emmerich, carded out of the tournament due to his tackling.
Oh.
So quite unfortunate, but that's another great try by Canada here.
Hannah Darling.
Yeah, Darling it was.
Oh.
Hannah Darling.
What a try. Easy, through the hands, basic skills. Try time.
Mate, if you were out there, very hard to stop in that part of the ground.
Oh, definitely. You know, like we just finished playing New Zealand, and that was a game and a half, really. You know, just.
We actually had that happen to us last year. One of the referees let the first half go 12 minutes long. Yeah. So we're like, all right, we got our bonus minutes of rugby here in Australia too. But I think, you know, refereeing around the world, though, you look at people they're interpreting the laws, and some have a little bit more freewheeling style. You know, there was one point in one of the games too where we thought maybe persistent infringement, and we've seen a couple yellow cards come out. You know, so as the day gets on and gets hotter, you know, impacting a little bit more of the tournament too. And
yeah, so some of these Canadian girls are better kickers than us guys. Eh? So precise, and for the precision of the kicking is so good. Look at this.
Yep, that's our number 6, Mandy Marchak on the restart. We've had a bit of good banter with one of her uncles in our Stars family group on Facebook. He's constantly trying to remind us that Canada won the War of 1812. We had to remind him that our men and women just won the Super Series, or, you know, kind of beat them a little bit over the summer in 15s, and then back and forth on the Pan Am Games and our NACRA qualifiers for the Olympics too.
How can you tell the difference between a Canadian and American accent? You know, that's the hardest part. Like,
yeah, Canadians will generally say a little bit more a boot. They got a little, yeah, and then they'll, you know, sorry, so sorry, and throw in some A's. We've had some tours where we find our players for being too Canadian, and then they have to stop apologizing. They're not allowed to do it anymore.
As we see here, Canada again. Looking, probing. Not quite
yeah, they've been all
there.
in Manly's half this entire first half of the game. You know, so Canada on constant attack, but Manly with a little bit of a chance here, given a penalty, a little bit of a gift for some free play.
Inside their 22, look at them go. This is their opportunity to shine here, but they've turned it over here to Canada. We're having a bit of Snapchat here in the box too. It's a bit of everything going on here as Canada, look at them go inside the 22, and away they go for another 5-pointer, and I believe that was Kayla.
Yeah, number 6, Mandy Marchak in for the try, so she'll sit here and try to convert her own.
Okay.
See if they can take a 24-0 lead. But speaking of Snapchat, I've never seen any other tournament in the world that's been as active on social media as the Central Coast Sevens. I mean,
24 hours a day. How good is it?
Yeah, that Craig Morgan, he's competitive with his tweeting.
Sleep on me, whatever you want to call it. He must have it. But credit to him. I mean, not many other tournament directors around the world are so actively in their pursuit on social media, are they? I've never seen another guy like it 24/7. Have you?
Not at all. And if you were to search the hashtag CC7s the entire weekend, you know, pulling up all the tweets from all the teams that are here, you know, we've had some great banter. You know, we were tweeting at Sunnybank and our entire pool, and, you know, wishing them good luck. And, you know, it's that rugby community and the spirit, too. I mean, we've been on the sidelines and just been able to chat. I mean, access with, like, DJ Forbes. Where else in the world would you get that, just to have a chat with him in a tent?
Nowhere but here.
Oh, yeah, but here. Central Coast Sevens. Wyong.
Well, you know, everybody gets involved, all the way from the politicians. You know, we've had our Australian Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull. He sent a video message last night in support. Last year, we had the Australian Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, here.
The former Prime Minister, right?
The former, in living flesh. I mean, whoever you want in the world of, you know, celebrity or politician, you're most likely going to get them here at the Central Coast
Sevens. We'll try to
Sevens.
get you Barack Obama for next year.
Where is he? Is he still going to be in office next year?
I heard Craig actually invited him.
We have elections, so
maybe
we'll have some
Hillary
more free
Clinton.
time. Yes. Yeah, well, you know, we said Michelle Obama and her Let's Move campaigns. If there's something we could do with Stars and with her and getting more rugby in the schools, because that's the one thing is everywhere else in the world, you know, we see the young players. And you had the high school division kicking off yesterday. So,
that was good.
Yeah.
And, of course, we've got the World Cup going on as well on the other side of the world at the moment. A big game for Australia up against Argentina Monday morning. No doubt
that'll be
you
a good
guys,
game. That'll be a really good game.
Set your clocks early for that one.
I know. How do you think New Zealand will go against South Africa?
You know, I think South Africa's on a mission since they dropped that game to Japan. They've been on a tear, and I know they beat our poor USA Eagles 63-0, if I recall correctly. Yeah. So they're out to make a statement. I think that'll be a fantastic hit out.
Who's your tip for this tournament? Of course, I know I'm speaking to you like
It was-
hello, but
I mean, you look at this tournament, and it's been different
smoking?
every year. They've
Yeah.
never had a repeat champion. Canada could be the first.
Yeah.
You know, they've got an extremely strong roster, but I think that New Zealand women's developmental roster as well, they've got all their big names out there. You know, the Australia side, there's top women's teams, and the men's, it's anybody, anytime. We saw
Anyone's game. You know, like the Vetta's like one of the strongest teams here. Well, they won it last year. We got Wellington here as well. Got the New Zealand development team.
Well, and we've seen Tabadamu and Noosa running up to the New Zealand. They made the final. They won the final last week at Byron Bay 7. So they've been training together as a unit.
Probably one of the teams to watch out for. Obviously, is our home team, Australia. They're killing it at the moment. They had a tight game against Rangatawa.
Well, on the development side, almost upset New Zealand earlier in the day.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
They're just inches away from that game-winning try there.
yeah, white line fever. I guess they should have just went through the hands, but you know that's just part of the game.
how hot is it out there today?
Oh, it's actually a really beautiful day to be
Yeah.
out there. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just perfect footy weather.
Yeah, I think we woke up this morning too and felt pretty blessed with the day ahead. I think last year was probably about 10C warmer,
Unlucky.
so we don't have to.
Mandy.
We don't have as many people begging for ice baths as we would in years past. But here we have Manly kicking off, forcing Canada out to touch. Maybe a little bit of a chance for Manly to put something together in their half of the field. You have to love the introduction of more women's teams in the tournament too.
Definitely. Sorry, just watching.
Well, this is a great tackle, as you said. You know,
Oh.
the ferocity and the agility of these players.
To be
you know,
honest, how
it's very tough, very physical encounter.
How physical is Canada?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's what some of us guys from Sunnybrook were like. Whoa, they could probably push us boys off the rock.
Yeah, I mean this is a
Shoulder
strong
reconstruction.
Canada side. You see,
There goes my knee.
I say many of the women that are out here were in the World Cup final for the 15s World Cup for the women's side as well. And, you know, they played against England coming out as a winner. So second in the world, strong on the Women's Sevens World Series. They're centralized, all living in Victoria. So this is a team that lives together, trains together, you know, hitting the weights, you know, balancing out their downtime too. And so I think good mates off the pitch, which makes a difference. But they're all pushing each other quite hard. And with the Olympics ahead, they're just going to keep getting stronger.
Yeah, is it Mags? Who's number 11? Magali? What's her name?
Magali Harvey.
Magali,
Yeah,
there we go,
she's been a
Magali.
big stud for the Canadian program. Battling some injuries here and there, so she wasn't full-time on the circuit last year. But she can rip off a 99-meter try like no one else.
Yeah, she's fast, and she's got good ball skills.
And this is, of course, Emily Robinson for Manly here. And, you know, credit to Manly too. I mean, you know, it's a new program for the Manly Rugby Club with a team full of talent and pedigree. And, you know, it's their biggest tournament so far in their history, you know, as far as sevens go. So here's a few replacements coming onto the field. Talk us through this.
Well, those are some killer replacements
Yeah.
there. We have Jen Kish, number 7, coming on, probably one of the most visible Team Canada players, known for her blonde hair and her tattoos. Magali Harvey trotting on. And then I believe that was number 5, Kayla Mack. She's actually another player I played with in a few tournaments from time to time. Fantastic in the air. She's got that height and, man, that's a lot of experience and depth coming off the bench for Canada. Manly better be ready.
I'm like watching the game there. I can just watch it from here.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard being up in the booth because you want to watch and you're like, monitor the game. But
Monitor, yeah, there's a monitor right in front of me, and I'm trying to look through the window.
So here we go.
So here's that girl, number 11, Harvey with the run.
Harvey,
good
look at her
tracking.
go. She'll spin, she'll
Great
weave,
tracking. That was
she'll
a really good
offload the
track.
pass.
Oh,
and
easy.
guess who that is?
Number 7, Jen Kish.
There she goes, Kish. Not the first try she scored today in grand style. Probably won't be the last try in the tournament as well. She is on fire. There she is. Is that pink hair?
She's had some shades of purple, some shades of blonde, a little white blonde too. Sometimes going through the different color changes. I
She's
think,
got-
you know, a little bit lighter and, you know, a little different. So it could be pink. It looks blonde in person, like rather white. Yeah.
check out this kickoff by Mags.
There she is there. Look,
Yeah.
she got, you know, the good old tattoos. She loves a bit of ink.
Yep, she's got a massive chest piece too. You
Does
get the
she?
chance to see she's another one big on social media too.
Yeah.
But what I love about this Canada team as well is just look at their jerseys and all those sponsorships.
Yeah.
They're really backed, you know, between their Own the Podium program and the government, you know, DHL on the back, the Women's Sports Initiative on the front
I love this
too.
style. Look at this. It's like a routine. Ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Mags, ready? 3.
Interesting approach, isn't it? Look at that.
Boom.
Love to put that in
Just
slow
a shade short of
mo.
offsides, but
too.
that
Yeah.
timing, when you've got a team that's training together and together all the time, they can script those kickoffs.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like New Zealand. You know, they've got their kicker, and she'll go either way, so she can step out and switch fields.
Yeah. No.
And they time that perfectly too. It's fun watching when Canada plays the Black Ferns.
To be honest, the quality of footy from women's rugby is getting better every year.
And we just need to keep on playing it and get the publicity and just get it out there and get more women involved because it's a great sport to watch, let alone play.
I've just got my little sister into rugby. She's gone from netball
Into rugby?
Yeah, rugby sevens up in Brisbane. Got a
That's
good
quite
program.
common, isn't it?
Yeah.
Netball and touch into rugby sevens.
Yeah.
We've heard a lot of stories about that, and you can see it in Australia's skills and their offloads. And man, they can find that space.
So a line out here.
To Kayla.
Yeah. Just
Malesh?
onside the 22.
Malesh?
So one of two Kaylas here on the teams.
Kayla's? Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of all the females on the field as well, we've also have a lot of female referees and a lot of potential for development there too. You know, the more coaches and refs we get, just raises the standard of play, I think. You know, you retire from playing at this level in the United States. We've had quite a few of our former women's Eagles now get into refereeing. So we see girls like, you know, Jenny Liu, who's been in the World Cup. Phaedra Knight has been on the touch judge a couple times, I think. Val Griffith, another former Eagle too. So all these people giving back to the game and just kind of grows visibility even more.
Here's a chance out here for Canada. Look at them go.
Great
Over
try,
they go.
Mario.
And there you go. Another 5-pointer. Well, your team, Canada, on fire. Unbelievable to watch. And everybody here really enjoying the fast, elusive style of running rugby here this afternoon, which is great to see.
It's interesting because, you know, again, should we win against Sunnybank or should you beat us with your club too?
Yeah, no,
We're going to cross over against Canada, going number 2 out of our pool, crossing over Pool A to Pool D. But this Canada team, when we were in Las Vegas earlier in the year, actually got upset by Aptuella, a Canadian side full of actual former Sevens players and girls that are still on the 15 squad. They lost in the semifinals there. Then the Netherlands went on to win it. So on any given weekend, anything can happen.
Can I play devil's advocate for a moment? How much emphasis in a tournament like this is on goal kicking? I know it's all about trying, but we've seen a lot of missed opportunities today with goal kicking. I guess the more tries you score, you don't have to worry about goal kicking, obviously, but not so much emphasis on the drop kicks.
No, the difference between 5 points and 7 points is a big deal in sevens.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's just it's a game of points, and
Just spin it around and have a bit of fun.
yeah.
We put that in our practice scenarios too. You're down by 6. There's 30 seconds left in the game, so they don't just have to score, but they have to score center to give our kicker that advantage. And you know, it does make a difference. And if any of these pools had teams that are 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, when it comes down to the point differential as well, it adds up. Plus, you know, we had our earlier score. We thought it was 29-7. It ended up 31-7, and it just looks better.
So 21 metres out, the scrum.
Oh, you could say this is almost like the last play.
Yeah, they're spread deep, aren't they, towards the
Well, you
club
gotta,
end of the field here at Wyong.
And Jen Kish there has her first receiver straight behind the scrum, given the option to go weak. And you see her shading over. Scrum didn't quite go as well as it wanted to.
Good turnover, Manly. How about that?
So the siren has gone in the background. They're back in towards their own line here. And that's where it will pretty much end us here. That's all she wrote for this clash. Well, there you go. Canada, the Maple Leafs. A convincing win over the Manly Mermaids here from Australia. The Manly Rugby Club going with the win.